We've always called it the mighty Murray, but in recent years our most iconic river has struggled to live up to the legend. In fact, it had slowed to a feeble trickle, sucked dry by years of drought and the demands of those who rely on its bounty. Then it rained, and rained, and rained some more. The clouds that delivered such devastating floods to much of Victoria and Queensland had one spectacular silver lining. The entire Murray-Darling River system has come roaring back to life. A wide brown Murray River flowing freely into the Great Southern Ocean. It was feared we would never see this again. Little wonder local fisherman Henry Jones is a happy man.
This time last year it was, you could walk across here or drive a car almost across here, and now it's 11.2 metres.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep. Mother Nature's bloody washed her out, which is magnificent. This is the kidneys of the whole Murray-Darling Basin. The whole Murray-Darling Basin, the 4 states drain to this one point. And if we can't keep it open and keep it deep, then the salt just gets worse and worse and things die. Just like a cancer, it just all died.
We're giving away all your catch, Henry.
They tell me where the fish are, so I've got to look after them.
They're a decent size too, aren't they? Now the fishing is the best it's been in years. Native species like perch and bony bream are filling Henry's nets. I'm slowly getting the hang of this.
Yeah, I'll have to increase your weight.
What's double nothing? The drought-breaking floods up north have revitalised the whole river system.
It's just a godsend. The water coming back like this is just a godsend. It just saved the environment. We were so close to being total collapse. It's just wonderful how it's come back.
He's a bit shy, this one. He doesn't want to talk to us.
You can't get much cuter than that, though.
That is pretty cute, isn't it?
Yeah, look at those eyes.
To give you an example, until very recently, these local freshwater turtles were under attack. Their shells invaded by a coral-like growth from a tube worm that only lives in a salty environment.
Since the water came back, there's not a sign of tube worm, and...
So that's really fixed the problem very quickly, hasn't it?
That's right. Mother Nature's fixed it up. We buggered it up. She's fixed it.
So how desperately did the system need this flood?
It was a minute to midnight in terms of total collapse. You know,
We were that close to disaster.
oh, absolutely.
As I make my way up the Murray to witness firsthand the benefits of all that rain, I've joined freshwater ecologist Tony Sharley near Renmark, South Australia. But it's not the river he's so keen on showing me, it's the floodplain. So during the drought, there'd been no way we could have boat through here?
No way. We're actually driving on top of the floodplain right now. So this was bone chip dry.
We're able to motor through places that not too long ago were barren ditches. The surging floodwaters have been a lifesaver.
The flood event that we've just seen is the most significant environmental event that we've had in the Murray-Darling Basin in 130 years, simply because it follows the longest dry sequence of years in that period. So it is breathing life back into the system that was being squeezed out of the Murray-Darling Basin. This flood has wet every major wetland system in the Murray-Darling Basin, every one of them, and created significant breeding events for fish, water birds, frogs and reptiles.
Feeling very heavy. Oh, this looks full. Oh, Tony, you are cooking tonight. Look at that, I reckon there's a dozen in there. If there's one sure sign of a revitalised river, it's yabbies. Isn't it amazing how quickly they come back?
It is amazing. They've been down in the mud there for, 10 years or more, and now they're just everywhere. People are, just dining on river caviar at the moment.
Oh, look at this big black one.
Oh, Oh, nice one.
That's an impressive
Beautiful. That is an impressive yabby.
Oh!
Just imagine getting that on your nose.
No, trust me, you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
no.
And it isn't just the ecology that's booming, it's the economy as well. Farmers can finally put the worst drought in living memory behind them. Here in the Riverina between Griffith and Leeton, it's a vision splendid for crop growers. If ever there was a scene that symbolises the change of fortune for farmers in the Murray-Darling Basin, it has got to be this. They're harvesting rice again. At the height of the drought, this industry was considered dead and buried. It was over. But just look what happens when you add water and plenty of it.
It's extremely exciting. It's been a long, tough drought for us. Yeah.
So you must look around and see all these crops, all this greenery, and just be over the moon.
It's just wonderful, and God bless Mother Nature. Took a long time to deliver. We always knew she would, but she finally has. She finally has, and it's just changed everything. It's wonderful. It's been a tough time.
You're a happy woman.
I am. I've had a happy husband, which is just great because all our men have been really under the gun.
For Stuart and Debbie Buller, a bumper rice crop and the promise of more to come gives them breathing space from their bank.
It's the golden grain.
The golden grain.
Golden grain.
You'd call that like a little, handful of hope or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's what this man was born to do. He's a fourth generation
I
farmer.
love farming, love growing rice. So,
But you must love holding this in your hands.
look, I could harvest rice 365 days a year. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can actually smell it. It's a different crop.
Farmers everywhere are kicking up their heels. At a camp draft in southern Queensland, with the upper reaches of the Darling River, people can once again see a cherished way of life has a future. They're flying, isn't she?
It's a very, very quick sport. They have 40 seconds outside to do the figure eight.
Okay, catch him bending around. He's going to give it a fair go.
And we can see you doing this in a minute, are we?
No chance.
Farmer turned butcher Ben Dobbo Dobbin, like everyone else up here, was wondering just when, if ever, the drought would break.
You can be the best farmer in the world, and if it doesn't rain, you're a failure. And it's a tough gig, It's a tough gig, but everybody battles on and they continue to do it, and that's what it's about. That's why we're out here, It's our choice to live out here. No one says you have to live out here. It's our choice. But you just think you're not going to get 10 years of drought in a row. But look, for all the negatives, we're through it. We're through the worst of it,
Bush logic says a big drought always ends in a big flood. And Condamine had not one, but 2 floods in the space of 2 weeks in January this year.
Record, over 15 metres. Who would have thought? No one would have thought it would have happened, but it did, and I saw water up to the bar in Condamine pub, and it'd never ever been there in every history, and it went through there. It's just...
Of course, there's no doubting the floods cause much pain and hardship. But the clouds had a silver lining.
It sets us up for the next 10 years. We get rain, we've got a beautiful seedbed now. Of grass, and natural grasses are all back, and grasses that people haven't seen, like the bluegrass and the buffel grass around here is just unbelievable, and I haven't seen buffel grass here before,
And the creeks are full, the
river's running, fish are biting. What more could you want?
Birds are singing.
The beer's cold again. You think there's anything on your line?
Not yet.
It's the simple pleasures, like the Dobbin family going fishing, that these floods have also restored.
It teaches kids patience, it does, and they love it.
What a great spot.
It's wonderful. As kids, we used to come down here with my grandfather and fish quite a bit, and this is my famous place for the one that got away.
Oh my God. Oh. And they got away from us this day too. But at least the fish are in there somewhere. Life in the bush has always been boom or bust. The question now is how long these good times can last.
This event, if you like, is what I would call a get out of jail card. It has given the system some life for which it can now continue on. But what we have to do is make sure that we never ever get back into this situation again. We can't re-offend.
Today, there's plenty of water to go around. But a decade of drought shows how precarious life on the land can be. Right now, the federal government is trying to work out, once and for all, how to divvy up the water between the environment and the irrigators. Farmers like Stuart and Debbie Buller, who feel their very future is at stake.
They've been trying to frame the debate around the evil irrigators have stolen water from the river. And we're all going, what? How can we possibly do that? There wasn't any water to steal.
You're not sucking out too much water from the system?
We're entitled to a certain amount of water on our licence, and that's like an asset to us. But if the water's not available, we don't get an allocation. And I think that's the part that people don't understand. And during the drought, we had no water. There wasn't any water available. It wasn't us that was stealing water from the river.
Well, in actual fact, the river is over-allocated. It is a fact. We have to take some water out of production and basically bank it for the environment.
Everyone's got to give a little bit back.
That's the answer. It's everybody giving a little bit back is the solution. Not giving it all back, everyone giving a little bit back.
So we can't just kick back and relax and enjoy this?
Well, if anybody thinks the problem's fixed, then they're wrong. The Murray Mouth closed in 1981. First time in 7,000 years it closed. We should have realised then that there was something wrong. We're taking out too much, but we didn't.
Henry Jones has been campaigning for the Murray River long before it became fashionable, and he will fight for it till his last breath. And looking around, you can see why he's so passionate about the Murray, and how, just like now, it must keep running all the way to the sea.
I've got a lot of passion for the river. It's been my life. I've got a lot out of it and I want to give a lot back to it.
But you must love seeing it as it is now.
Oh, yeah. It's just brought life in the old man.
There's plenty of life left.
Well, I hope I can keep going for a while. I hope I can see a healthy Murray and something to pass on to future generations.
Hello, I'm Dimity Clancey. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.